Howdy do, buckaroos. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I posted, but this one will be worth the wait. I know I told you in a few videos prior that I had a pretty exciting thing that I had to reveal to you guys, and I finally got it dug out of the box, and I figured I'd take a video. I was trying to make it an install video more than a show and tell video, but this one's going to be a show and tell video, and then we'll have an install video because you'll see why. But I'm going to walk you guys over, and after I show you guys this, we'll kind of do a walk around of the truck, give you a little update of how she be. But I'm going to show you guys this now, and I'm very excited. It kind of goes with the theme of this truck of it's one of a kind, and it's the first for a lot of things, so this adds to it, and I'm very excited, and I'm very excited to have them on my team for the foreseeable future. There we go. That could be a little hint. Oh, don't show you that yet. So I don't know if you guys can guess by the size of the box. It's not really any engine hard parts because it's a 6.5, obviously. Which, look at that thing all nice and shiny, painted up. New big valve heads are on, ported heads. Cleaned up the manifolds. Repainted them. Got the turbo setup back on because I need to re-weld the bellow back on. Where are you at? Yeah, there it is. You can see the hole back there. It was over here. And I actually tried to booger weld this before a race last year with it in the engine bay, hence all the black. I tried to reach the MIG gun back up in there and try and tack a hole shut, and it just moved the hole. So I actually went all year last year with a nasty exhaust leak in my up pipe, which it spooled pretty daggum quick even with this, so I can't imagine this year with the big flowing heads and no exhaust leaks. But back to our regularly scheduled programming, fixing that. So I got the turbo set up on. Fine. That's what I wanted to do anyways. But got that on. Gonna weld that up in the morning because I gotta bring some 2-inch exhaust pipe from the house to finish it up, because that new Vibrant bellow is a little bit different dimensions, and then I had to cut the old one out, so I have to add in some pipe there. So I'll bring that from the house tomorrow. But back to this. So let's go down here. That's right. Mechanical Mafia for life. We're going to mechanical lift pump. Let's get this bad Larry out of there. I don't know where to set you. Let's just go right here. Yes, sir. Mechanical, belt-driven lift pump. No more fast. The fast is going on the dually, the tow rig. And this thing's going to be all mechanical. And that's due to the new injection pump I'm going to be running. It needs a lot higher supply pressure, and it needs to be a linear growth of supply pressure as RPM increases. So what better to do that than a mechanical setup, because it also increases with your RPM as well due to being belt driven. Huge shout out to Todd, Will, Meyer, all the guys over there at Power Driven for hooking it up. Cut us a screaming deal on these, and I'm very glad to have them on the team. I actually went to Utah and raced them last year and had a hell of a time. And I raced when Josh used to work at PDD. I raced with him and Meyer. They came to my local track for UCC testing, and I got to hang out with those guys then. And I actually raced the old tractor here against Josh's 05, and even though it wasn't a clean pass, I still won, and that's all that mattered. But I've come to know all those guys pretty well, become good friends with them, and I figured this was the best option, and it would be cool to advertise their pump as well. And as far as I know, this will be the first non-Cummins application this pump is going to go on. So that's why I'm very excited for that. It's another first for this truck, and it's going to be awesome. But what leads to all the custom fabrication that I was talking about was they come with this bracket that, so on a Cummins you have a flat oil pan rail down here that you have a bracket, a T-style bracket that bolts to it, which is still in the wrapper here, and then you have these two spacers that bolt up like so on your Cummins, and it spaces it out this way, and then this bolts to it like so, and that's what your pump bolts to. But as you can see, a 6.5 has an angled pan rail, so I'm going to have to come up with a different bracket design, which, leading to my different bracket design, the pump is ran off of this hub right here, which on a Cummins bolts to your four harmonic balance, or yeah, your harmonic balancer bolts, but a 6.5 pattern is a lot wider. So what I'm going to end up doing is buying a billet pulley, getting rid of this rubber one, which I need to do anyways, and I'm actually going to drill and tap the pulley itself and bolt this to the pulley, and then bolt the bolts to that. So that'll be bolted up like that, this will be bolted up like this inside, and then once I do that, I'm going to build a bracket that kind of comes off of this way, kind of where the factory vacuum pump used to be, and I will run the pump over here, and it has the belt, which is down here in the box. Comes with two belts, so I can keep spare in the toolbox for when I'm at a race, slap a belt on it if the belt breaks. But then the belt runs from there to wherever I mount the pump. Hocus pocus, mechanical lift pump, mechanical mafia. So I've been chomping at the bit to tell you guys about that because I'm super excited about it. That pump will support more than I'm ever going to need with this setup. It is capable of supporting 900, right around 900 cc's and up to 250 psi, which is plenty on both spectrums for what I need. And it's a lot cheaper and easier than trying to set up an electric lift pump setup for what my needs are, which they're very different, which kind of goes with the theme of this truck again, is very different. And the mechanical lift pump just seemed like the easiest and the most output, and the belt driven style was going to be easier than like a gear driven Waterman or something of that sort, which would be even more custom work. So the belt driven will be easy, just fabbing up some brackets and figuring out a way to mount that hub for the belt, and it should slap right on. And then it's just running lines. I need to mount a pair of filters now because I'm getting rid of the fast, so I need to mount some filters, which I'll probably end up mounting up on the front of the truck just to kind of keep everything up in this area. Either that or they'll be back here by the fuel cell. I just don't know which way will be easier for priming purposes, which I have a check valve and everything, so once it's primed it should stay primed, should be good to go. But that's all, we'll find that all out eventually because that's what we do. We just figure it out and make it work. Again, shout out to Power Driven Diesel. I'm very excited to have them on the team. Can't wait to get one of their big old stickers on the side of this thing. And it's gonna be awesome. Sorry, someone walked in the room, had to pause the video. So I think I was thanking Power Driven for being on the team. Just very excited to have their sticker on the side of the truck. That's what it was. That's where I was at. But I'm gonna flip the camera back around again and kind of give you guys a little walk around of the pickup. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes that you guys haven't got to see yet because I've been busy whacking away at it. But without further ado, let me flip this camera around and show you guys the truck a little bit. Look at that! Would you just look at that? It's got Hoosiers. Done. It's kind of the theme of this truck is $1,300 worth of tires on $200 worth of wheels. But I don't give a damn. It's got, where are we at? There we are. Some 28 by 10, 17 Hoosier DO6 slicks, some sticky tires, and small tire. So I can play around with small tire guys if they'll let this old 4-wheel drive tractor play. But yeah, all 4 corners got the Hoosiers finally. Started getting bedsides back on it. And last year when I did it, it was kind of in a hurry on a Thursday night to get the bedsides on because I had a wild hair up my behind on a Wednesday to cut the bedsides off and bedside the truck, and the race is on Friday. So I cut them off Wednesday and had to remount them Thursday. So the body lines didn't line up and they sagged and nothing just worked out right. So I took the time. Luckily we have an overhead crane, so I was able to use it to hang the front of the bedside and get the back hung. But now all the body lines match up and the bed doesn't drop down like this in the back. And I'm gonna be redoing some of the reinforcements, some of these kickers. Gonna be redoing some, adding some, just trying to make it a lot cleaner, sturdier. The whole truck I just want to look better and not look slapped together like it is, but or like it was. It's not going to be this time. I'm taking the time doing it right. You guys seen all this, getting the bars in. I told you guys I'd update you when I got some shocks, pegs, wheels. Lucky. But got the competition engineering shocks on it. Well, at least on this side. This side I have to, because from the factory the bracket was on the front of the axle. So now I cut it off, got it all cleaned up, got to weld it to the back, weld my tabs on the top to the bar up yonder way. Where's my finger? There it is, right up here, like those ones are up here. Get that welded on, weld the brake tabs on. This side's already tacked into place, got the brake line ran. I moved this side up and out of the way so I could weld in this bracket and not interfere with the brake line. Weld that all in, weld the tab in, weld all that mambo jumbo up. Come up here, add a couple gussets to this side. I still have to tinker at this side a little bit. The front body line lines up, but I need to actually shorten this bar here about 2 inches. That's how far off this whole thing was. Shorten it 2 inches to match this side, and then do the kicker, another kicker, a couple more kickers, some crossbars, and I eventually want to get an aluminum skin for it and skin it out, clean it up. But once I do that, it's remount the battery tray, nitrous bottle to even out the weight of the battery, boom boom, take everything back apart, paint it, and the back is completely done. I can rerun my wires back here for the battery, the taillights, because street truck, and then the back will be completely done. Then next on the list is slap that old boat anchor, I guess most people say. Slap that bad boy back in. God, it looks so good. John Deere green. Ooh, hasn't looked that good since the first time I built the motor. But we'll get that slap back in its hole. Work on fuel pump while I'm waiting on injection pump, which unfortunately I'm still waiting on. But I'll have the motor in and ready for it. Get the turbo coming. Redo turbo piping. I am stepping to this smaller intercooler instead of the second gen one, because the second gen intercooler and radiator are again going in the tow rig dually. So I got this smaller one. I'm going to slap it on here, weld all the brackets up, redo piping because I have to do it anyways with the S400. and then I'll be redoing the intake. I'll basically be redoing it all once that motor's in and the turbo's on. But yeah, that's something I've been waiting on for years and years on this truck, is to have some Hoosiers on it. If it don't go fast on them, it's sure as hell gonna look good on them. And as much as people hate it, I love stock 3rd gen wheels. I still need to strip them down and polish them up, but I love them. Shout out to Matthew for loaning me these wheels. They were sitting beside the shed, hence all the peeling powder coat and whatnot, but I love it. It just, and I love how narrow these wheels keep it. It doesn't have that Billy Bulldog stance on it, but that's gonna make it to where I don't have to do a tire change to load this thing on the trailer and drive it up to the track. The Boss has the Hoosier DR2s, and it doesn't fit between the wheel wells on the trailer, so we got to take fenders off, or if it's the gooseneck, we have to change tires out to fit it in between the fenders. This way, I can just load this sunbuck up, haul her to the track, unload it, haul some buck again at the track. I figured you guys would like a little update. I know I've been slacking, don't remind me, but I've just been whacking away at this thing late nights, early mornings, just trying to get this daggone thing ready to go. My goal is to have the whole truck ready to go, so as soon as that pump shows up, slap her in, hook it up, fire it up, and go make a test hit out on the street, or yeah, in Mexico, of course. But I just can't wait to hear this thing make noises and launch it on some Hoosiers with the spool in the back and lighter and more power and spray, more spray, even more spray, and just let it eat. I will hopefully soon. I need to order the billet pulley so I can mount the hub for that Predator pump, and then we can start fabbing that up, start getting lines ran and what have yous. Like I said, I'm going to weld that bellow up probably tomorrow, and then we can get the engine in, and I can do all the other stuff once the engine's in. The only thing holding me up from putting the engine in is that bellow. So we'll get that thing welded up hopefully in the morning or tomorrow after work, get her buzzed in, slap this motor back in, finally get her back in her happy place, bolted up in those solid motor mounts I made, and we'll put those to the test. And we're just going to keep plugging away at this thing, guys. Please stay tuned. I promise this thing is going to be making some sweet, sweet noises here soon. Like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can see the next video, share with your friends, and actually, my new video, you guys watch, I'm going to figure out the thumbnail pictures. And shout out to my buddy Cody Van Winkle. Check out his new channel, One Piece at a Time Racing. Guys, go follow that. He's got a mean green racing machine, 72 big tire Camaro. Check that channel out. Go subscribe. Tell him I sent you. Shout out to him. He's teaching me a few things on editing and figuring out thumbnails and just setting up the videos a little nicer for you guys. So go give him a follow. Give me a follow. And be looking for content with both of us here soon. Thanks, guys. And I almost forgot. Another huge shout out. I think you guys noticed on my last video that I had a way different intro. And thanks to my buddy Justin Wagner, he kind of threw that together for me real quick on a lunch break, which my first one took me like 2 hours. He just whipped that one together real quick, even made the music himself. Like, dang. But big shout out to Justin. And any of you Ford guys that are watching this that have 6 liters, hit up Black Powder Performance for all your Fickum tuning. He has a full range of Fickum tunes for stock, mild to wild. He can set all of them up. He is the 6.0 guy when it comes to Fickum tuning. And if you're in the Dearborn, Michigan area, definitely have him check out your Ford. He'll get it running right, tight, and through the night. I'm telling you. Hit up Justin, Black Batter Performance. Thanks for the intro, buddy.